So let's start having a song ceremony. And think of a moment. We all have lots of them, even though your masks are saying, I can't remember a single one. They're lying to you. They lie a lot. Your masks lie all the time. So don't believe them. Just find those really good moments. You only need one for the ceremony. So let's get our music started. We have a variety of music here.
Kafel kranashi tuliki tubitashi to mishishaga laneni imonane
Get comfortable.
kranashi tuliki tubitashi to
Breathe very, very deeply and slow. Very slow, very deep. Filling up your whole body with the breath. Relaxing and breathing. Relaxing everything throughout your body. Relaxing your neck and your shoulders and your arms and your belly, your back. Breathing very, very deep and slow. Relaxing your legs, your feet, your hands. Your face. Breathing and relaxing. Pulling in the air. Filling your entire body as though it were an empty vessel. Pulling in the life energy that lives and moves on the air. Filling your whole body, your whole being. And think of the moment in your life when you felt happiness, love, peace, aliveness. Bring the memory back.
Sagani Kavanash Palapi.
Bring back the details.
Sagani Kavanash Kashashechu. Ovalara Kanagash Pilolu.
What was around you? Colors. Who was there? And feel the feeling. Feel the feeling. Let the feeling fill you up. Fill up your whole attention. That is your song. That is you. The feeling of you. So alive. So knowing. Full of love. Joy. Happiness. That is your song. Your song. So very, very ancient. Eons and eons and eons. So ancient. So vast. You. That's you. Your signature.
Sagani Kavinash Palapi. Sagani Kavinash Kashashechu.
Holding the feeling. Feeling, feeling, feeling the beauty of your own song, your own being. So wondrous. So full of life. Holding the feeling of you. You in the universe. So loving.
Mishishaga lanani, lanani, lanani. Sagini kavinash.
So gentle.
Sagini kavinash kashushechu.
Let everything else just drift on by. And move your attention back to the feeling of your song, back to the memory and the feeling of you. You're true. Holding the feeling.
Sagini kavinash kashushechu. Ovalara pilolu. Imonane kafel kranashi.
Knowing that this is you. This is who you are. This is what you are. So alive, conscious, connected to everything. Feeling the truth. Your song. So full of knowledge. And history. Knowingness. Connected and sharing, so full of love.
Sagini kavinash kashushechu. Ovalara kanagash pilolu. Imonane kafel kranashi.
Letting everything else just drift on by. Closing your eyes. Closing your eyes and moving your attention back into the memory, into the feeling in the memory. Focusing on the feeling. Closing the eyes. Feeling the joy. the endless beauty,
Monane kafel kranashi. Tuliki tupitashi tu.
your song,
Mishishaga lanani. Lanani.
holding your focus on the feeling, everything else just drifting on by, and feeling the feeling from inside that memory. Holding the feeling, your song,
Tuliki tupitashi tu. Mishashagalanani.
everything else just drifting on by,
Tuliki tupitashi tu.
focusing on the feeling,
Lanani. Lanani. Sagini Kavinash Pelapi. Sagini Kavinash Kashashechu. Wovalara Kanagash Pilolu. Yemonane Kafel Kranashi.
everything else just drifting on by, remembering the feeling, the feeling of you here as a human, the feeling of you in times ancient, other places, same feeling, your song, beautiful and wondrous, vast, the feeling, your song,
Tuliki tupitashi tu. Mishashagalanani. Imonane kafel kranashi. Tuliki tupitashi tu. Mishashagalanani. Lanani. Lanani. Sagini Kavinash Pelapi. Sagini Kavinash Kashashechu. Wovalara Kanagash Pilolu. Yemonane Kafel Kranashi.
so beautiful,
Tuliki tupitashi tu. Mishashagalanani. Imonane kafel kranashi. Tuliki tupitashi tu. Mishashagalanani. Lanani. Lanani.
hold the feeling, the feeling of your own song, your uniqueness, Hold the feeling.
Emonane kafel kranashi tuliki tubitashi to mishashaganani.
Hold the feeling and bring it back here into this time and this space in your body. Bring the feeling with you. Feel the feeling. Focus on the feeling. Hold the feeling and bring it all back here. Remembering it, feeling it, holding it. Hold it for as long as you can. And when you realize that you've been distracted, send that distraction away. Send it off. And turn your attention purposefully back into the feeling of your song. Bring the memory back if you need to. After a while, you won't need the memory to bring the song back, but use it as much as you need for as long as you need. Learning that that is your song. That's you. That is the truth of you. Everything starts with song. Everything is song. Everything ends with song. Song is eternal. You, your totality, your truth is eternal, ageless, full of wonders. The more you focus on your song and feel it, let yourself experience it, it will teach you. It will remind you. Little by little, it will remind you all these things about who you are and what you are and where you have been and what things you have been doing. As a human, as other species, other places through the universe, we have been many, many things. Don't let beliefs restrict what the song tells you and shows you. Bring it all back here. This time, this place, this room. And open your eyes, feeling your song, feeling it. Hold your focus on the feeling of it. Hold the feeling. This is the truth of who you are. Your truth. You are not any of the lies the culture has told you. You're not any of those pictures. You're not any of the shoulds. Feel your song. Your song is who and what you are. The possibilities of what you can do and experience and accomplish while you are still a human is endless. There is no real limit at all. That's who and what you are. The lies, they're put there to diminish you, to stop you from making you asleep. They want to make you asleep. When you're feeling your song and you're knowing that this is you, you're identifying with your song, you are awake. You are conscious. You are in your own driver's seat. Hold the feeling. Let everything else just drift on by. Turn your attention purposefully back to the feeling of your own song and the knowingness. You now have conscious knowingness of what your song is and who it is. And that signature feeling of who you are. That's you. You through the ages. Hold the feeling. As you get distracted, you realize you're distracted, stop the distraction, send it away. Purposefully turn your attention back into the feeling of your song. That's how you find your song, is through the feeling. You can bring it back anytime you want, and you will learn how to hold it longer and longer. The more you do this, the weaker the programming gets. The weaker those masks get. And there will be a day when you will be totally free of them. Totally free. If anybody has any questions or comments or descriptions of their experiences that they would like to share, let's open it up. This
Thank you, Kay.
You are so very, very, very welcome. It is always a great honor. It is a great honor and privilege to be able to share these things with all of you. Always.
So, sharing and questions. Anybody? You can put your question in the chat or you can raise your hand. Arlene, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Oh, raise our hand. There should be, on Zoom, there should be the ability to raise your hand.
Well,
or just raise your hand on the video.
Yeah, I mean, you can just do
just
that.
Just wave us.
Yeah. Are there more pictures than they're showing?
No, this is it.
Okay.
I knew how to raise hands on the machine. Is that Danitza?
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah. All right, we can hear you.
Okay. I want to say thank you. It's hard to speak from this place.
Yes, it is.
So I really, really just want to express my appreciation for this experience. And I'll mention that I've been taking Reiki classes, and yesterday was my last big one. And it's the strangest thing to be doing this after a Reiki class because it's all so connected.
Yes.
And I'm really glad I'm here and that I finally tried it. I knew about you guys for years, and I read your book, The Reluctant Shaman, and admired it so much. But, you know, it's taken until like 57 years of age to actually do this with you guys.
We do it when we do it, when we're ready, when
Yep.
when everything comes together right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing. There's just so much connection. That's about all I can say right now.
Excellent. Just feel it. Keep feeling it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Angela.
Hi there. Thank you so much. That was really beautiful. I felt an opening in my belly and like a glowing feeling in my hands, which I commonly have. I'm a body worker, so I work with my hands. I work on people a lot. But the thing I wanted to ask you about, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It could be a tiny bit louder.
What I'd like to ask you about is one of the things that I struggle with is how to combine this level of consciousness and experiencing with the responsibilities of the material plane, managing things like bills, insurance, all of these things that I feel like torture me and put me right back into the masks more than anything else. And how do you marry these worlds in a way where like I could see myself just getting into feeling wonderful all the time, being in nature all the time, and letting go of responsibilities to my own detriment. So how do you weave those together in a way that create a life where you have more time for this kind of practice? That's what I'm really yearning. That answer is what I'm yearning for the most in my life right now.
Well, you're not the only one. It's a very good question. And what the Hedekas would say is do the song ceremony more often. Do it every day. Do it twice a day, 3 times, 4 times a day. Do a long version. Do short versions. Bring your memory back to the feeling. Just bring it back. In the middle of the day, you realize, whoa, I've been in my mask for hours now. Stop. We have that ability to choose and change our focus. We're pure consciousness, and we have that ability to choose what we're going to focus on. So stop the train, put the brakes on, send the stuff away. The Hedekas have a tradition, and it's common in the Egyptian as well, asking the Mother Earth to open up a special doorway to another world that is just perfect for whatever this Babel Maskey stuff is that's got a grip. And you just stop it, just like you're pushing buttons on a tape recorder or something. You just push stop so you don't hear the babble, you don't feel the emotions that comes with the tape. And just let it stop for a moment and take all that stuff. It's a thought form. You can just take it. It has a life of its own in its own way, and talk to it with love. No force. It's win-win-win. You've asked the Mother Earth to open up a doorway to a world that is perfect for this stuff. It's like heaven. It's heaven for this. And you just help it go through. Say, oh, look, it's heaven. Let me show you. Don't you want to go? Look, I'll help. I'll help you. And with love energy, you can help it through the gate if it needs it. Most of the stuff really likes heaven. They want to be there more than being with you and torturing you, because in a way they're imprisoned too. So when they see heaven, they run for it and they go through the gate. They go through that opening, the door, and the doors close behind them so that there's no backlash. Nothing's going to come back into this world. It's a one-way door. So it's gone, and you've got your space, your mind free of it for a moment here, and fill it full of your song. Immediately turn your attention to the feeling of your song. If you have to go back to that memory or some other memory to find the feeling, and fill your awareness, fill your heart and your gut and your whole body, your whole energy field with the feeling. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You can stop for just a second and you get better at it, and you get faster at it, it gets easier. You can stop that babble train, send it through the door, get back to your song. Feel the song, fill yourself with the song. You could let it spill out into the room and fill the room with song, with unconditional love and the joy and the beauty of the things that you feel when you're feeling your song. You can fill the room with it. It makes it a little easier to hold it. And if you can remember to keep doing that, the more often the better, all day long, in a very short period of time, you'd be surprised how much you are feeling your song through the day. And you learn how to make it your real foundation, the base of everything that you are and what you're doing and how you think, how you go about doing your tasks of the day. It is the foundation of it. So having to grapple with a task that you really don't like, but it's there and it's life and you have to do it, or bad things can happen like taxes, or if you don't like house cleaning and don't want to have to clean the bathroom, but the kids have been in there and it's it's like, oh my God, and unsanitary to boot. Somebody's got to clean it sooner or later. So if you're coming from your song, it's not the horror. The task of doing the taxes or meeting with those people that are helping you deal with those kinds of issues, it doesn't have to be a horror. Going to the workplace where you've got people who insist on being adversaries, making life difficult. You got to remember, they don't know the things that you know. They don't have those experiences. They're asleep. They are completely asleep. And they're running on automatic pilot. All the programming, all the masks, they run on automatic pilot when we're asleep. And that's what the culture tries to get us to do all the time. We're designed to play that game. And so all these people, that's what they're doing. That's the way they live. They're asleep. If we can remember that and not get into a masky thing about judging them or belittling them or throwing, mean, nasty, angry darts at them, or making everything such an ugly, mean, fearful task, because that's our habit. It's just a habit to do that. Somewhere along the line, we learn how to make that task a habit like that. But it doesn't have to feel that way. It probably will never be your most favorite task in life. But it doesn't have to generate oodles of discomfort and frustration and anger and irritability and all the rest of what might be coming up, because that's what you had learned to do. All these things, they're all learned behaviors. It's not who you are. It's not what you are. They have nothing to do with your real identity. They are a learned behavior. We took on pictures from somebody else. That's somebody else's picture from their life, from their fears, from some movie. And we took it on and we incorporated it into our mask structure. But we do not have to hang on to it. We do not have to live that way. We don't have to think that way. We don't have to feel that way. We could choose. We could choose. The more we do this, the more we start broadcasting out our song, our truth, and all of the beauty and the peace and the harmony that song is all about. Those are the things that are part of what our song is. Balance, equality, admiration, gratitude. These are things that are a basic part of our nature. All the rest of that negative stuff is make-believe. It's somebody else's lies that we took on. We don't have to be it. We don't have to feel it. We don't have to think it. And as we do this more and more, we begin to realize that perhaps some of the choices that we made in our life for different activities that we end up doing, and we think it's a should, we think we have to, think we're stuck in it when we're asleep, we realize we aren't. And we can actually change some of those choices. I've had students talk about the way they grew up. They really think that they have to be involved in all these social things and social clubs and the PTA and the Rotary Club and the Women's Club and then this other guy's business club and the all this whole society's thing that is all, it's all make-believe, it's all pretend. If those things don't make your song sing like crazy, you don't really need to be there. You don't need to be doing that stuff. You might want to make a different choice. You might want to take it off of your daily activities. For this lady, I suggested she just really think about that and write it out, prioritize it. What are all the things she actually does during the day? List them all, all the different stuff she does and she's expected to do, and she's part of this group and that group, and she has to be on this committee and she hated every minute of it, just hated it, but forced herself to do it because it was a really, really big should in her life. And her family was the same way, very big should. So you look at that list and now rewrite it. What are the things that are taking up the most of your time and attention? They go on top. Try to order it by how much attention you're giving to each item on this list. And then you make another list. And that's things that you wish you could do. You want to do, you love to do, you wish you could have more time doing. Look at the two lists side by side. How different are they? How to do all these things that you just adore, how come they're on this one list over here? And all the things you hate are on the things that you're actually doing. We got that way because the culture, trained, brainwashed, conned, lied to. Then we end up lying to ourselves. We internalize it. We lie to ourselves, babble to ourselves, get us to keep doing it, looping it, doing it over again. We don't have to. Don't have to.
Kay, I just want to say thank you. You just intuited about all of my issues that you just, so I don't know how you did that, but thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, you are very, very, very welcome. We like to think, what society tells us, we're alone in all these things that we're thinking and feeling, and the distresses that we have. We're alone. Nobody else has this problem. We're the only one. But everybody's doing the same thing in their own way, in their own intensity levels, with their own kind of subjects and life issues and stuff. Everybody's doing it. So we need to take a peek at those lists and start feeling it out. In the class that's coming up, the Call of Your Song, we go into that in great detail. The issues of our lives and the priorities. This whole day on that.
Thanks, Leanne.
Love you.
Great question, Angela.
It is an absolutely fabulous question. And it's really, really, really important to everybody who wants to try to raise their consciousness and try to wake up. Not pretend waking up. We got enough pretend waking up out there in the world. We're talking about real waking up. Does anybody else have any thoughts, comments, questions? Keep returning your attention.
Oh, Glenn raised his hand.
Oh, Glenn.
Tell us how you did that.
You know how I did it? There at the bottom of the screen, there is a tab that says participants. And if you click on that tab, it pops up a window that lists all the participants. And at the bottom, there is a lower hand, raise hand, couple of buttons.
Great.
And that's how you do it. All I really wanted to say was it's so great to listen to have the experience of a song ceremony live. I love the recordings, but this is great too. So I just wanted to thank you for putting this on.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
you are very, very, very welcome.
Yeah, and it's great to see everyone too.
Okay, I had a question from Aline, what the times are for the classes on Saturdays. And I think they're on the page for the class. I shared the link in the chat. But if they're not, I will look them up. But I think I listed them after we had the last meeting and decided on those. Let me know, Eileen. And I missed most of your sharing, Glenn, but it's great to see you. And being in the live ceremony it's always so amazing. I think we're going to do more of those.
Definitely.
Any other thoughts, anything you'd like to share, any questions? Don't be shy. And chill, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
There.
No.
Yes, we could see you. Now I can hear you.
Okay, great. If you can hear me, that's great. But I would love to, how do you turn the video part back on?
I'm sorry, which video part? We can see you.
We see you.
You can see me. Oh, great. Okay, so the thing I wanted to share is, if you don't mind, is a dream that I had. Is that okay?
Sure.
So I was reading your book a few weeks ago, and I asked the spirits to guide me in my sleep. And so I had this dream that I was in this school, and I was studying, and we in our school we had responsibilities, chores we had to do from time to time. And on this one day, I had a stack of masks, and my task was to clean the masks. But I hadn't gotten to that part of the book yet. So I woke up in the morning and I was like, what does that mean? I don't understand. And then like 2 days later, I got to that part in the book, and it was like, oh my gosh, wow, this is amazing. I really been wanting to share that with you since that happened about a month ago.
That is really good.
It was
That's
way
great.
cool. It was way cool. So thank you again.
Thanks for sharing that. That was good. Any other thoughts?
Jen made a comment. You're welcome, Jen, and everybody who wrote in and thanked us. Thanks for joining us live. This is really amazing. This makes for such a beautiful energy to do this live in a group. And Jen said, repetition is my friend on remembering my song. It is everybody's friend.
That's one thing the Heidegger is really big on repetition. The Egyptians too, but the Heidegger is really big on repetition. And it's a good thing because they would repeat things and I would think that that was brand new, that I'd never heard it before. I'd swear up and down, you never talked about that. We never studied that. But they just kept repeating. They kept repeating the stories, repeating the descriptions, repeating ceremonies over and over and over. And that's what it takes. It takes repetition to break through the programming from the culture and to give your song and your focusing ability to focus your song and your attention a chance. And we do the song ceremony over and over and over and over. They did it every chance they had. It was the beginning and the end of every ceremony, beginning of the day. They taught it to their babies before the babies could talk. They were participating in song ceremonies. So it's the center. It's the center of the knowledge. And what you experience now with your song ceremony, it's huge, it's giant, it's life-changing. And you experience a huge piece of who and what you are. But there's more. Dumano used to say it's like we're on a boat and there's an iceberg burger. That's iceberg ahead of you, and it looks really, really, really big. And you float up to it and get off and climb up, and this represents your song. It's huge. It's fantastic. And you explore it and get to learn and know and feel every little nuance, every little part. And you feel like, I know my whole song. I've experienced it over and over, and I've learned it, and I really know it. And then one day you're up there on the top and you look down in the water and you realize this iceberg is a mountain. It's a mountain, literally, that goes under the water, and it just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. Way, 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 way down to the bottom. And it's far, far bigger under the water than what you could see on top. So as you keep exploring, now you have a new place, a new part, a new piece that was still unseen for a while until you were ready to see it and explore it. We are vast. We, each of us, our entities are vast, huge, ancient beyond description, eternal. We don't die. And there's so much to explore and so much to remember that you have stored in your song about where you have been through all these eons. That's a lot of time. You've done a lot of things. And our first thought, usually when we think of past lives, things that we would have done, may have done outside of time and space before we were born here in this body, we tend to think in terms of either it's just sort of the land of the dead, that kind of experience, the heaven place, or if we have a past life, that we tend to think of human on this planet, a human life on this planet. That is a very limiting thought. That's very limiting. And we, our entities, are not limited. Furthest thing from the truth. There is no limitation. And we have been beings and things that would be hard to imagine when we start off. We've been on other planets, we've been out in space, we've been in all kinds of places and things. And we probably also have had a bunch of human lives here on this planet too. But there's also the possibility that you decided to come and experience what it might be like to be an animal on the planet. Some of us have done that. So it's a possibility. Or other things. Remember, we've been taught to believe in a lot of things growing up in our culture. And they color what we think of as real or possible. And all that stuff needs to be questioned. How real is that? Is that a real limitation? Or is that just another one of those lies? So I don't have the whole thing written out here.
We have a couple of things here. One is from Lynn. It is amazing to me how something so simple at least on the surface, yeah, a song ceremony can be so powerful. It seems like making choices is key. That is, making a choice to do the repetitions. Yeah.
Indeed. It doesn't have to be long, but it can be. When you do one at home on your own, you can just keep putting the recording on repeat. Or when you feel like you've learned it enough that you can guide yourself, you could do the song ceremony as long as you want. There aren't any rules about it.
But it's also a minute-to-minute practice of choosing where you focus your attention throughout the day.
That's what it teaches you. That's what the song ceremony teaches you. How to take control of your attention and aim it and focus on something that you want, that you're choosing, and hold it there without being distracted. That's what it teaches you. And it teaches you all about who and what you are. It's huge. Simple. Appears pretty simple, easy. But all the stuff that it teaches you from your own experiencing is humongous.
Great observations. Angela, the song is called Across the Sky, and it is from Joanne Shenandoah.
Yeah, you can get that. It's Iroquois. And Across the Sky is referring to the Milky Way. And it's talking about where we go and where we come from before we're born, after we die. And the journey that this one song takes, and the places we go. And in their stories, they go through the Milky Way. They walk the river of the Milky Way. They go through the galaxy. They go on adventures.
And Saskia, that we've been much more than humans on Earth reminds me of water. It's rain, snow, ice, it's in trees, animals, us, we think it, are made of it.
Water is alive and conscious and thinking and remembering and communicating. It is an entity. The Whitakers and the Egyptians say everything is alive. Everything is alive, everything is conscious, everything has consciousness. It thinks, it feels, it communicates and shares and is connected. Oh, we have a picture of Saskia. Hi.
Hello. Okay, if you have any other thoughts, any questions, we can get to those. Also, we will be in Portland next Sunday. Laura, if you want to share your link, not in person, unfortunately, we'll get there later, but we will zoom in.
We'll be there via picture phone.
To an event that Laura is organizing at her home. Do you have the link, Laura? Do you want to share that?
Yeah, I have the link here in a minute. Sorry. I had to get a bite of something. Wrong ceremony dropped my blood sugar. You're gonna lose me here in a minute, but I'll find the link and share it here. And yeah, everybody's welcome. Would love to see all the faces via Zoom or here on our farm. I'm between Salem and Portland. I'm in Aurora, which is just south of Wilsonville. So it's really easy to get to me from I-5. So whoever can make it, those who want to fly in are welcome to. We make room. There's places to camp. So I'll grab the link real quick.
I found it, Laura.
Oh, you did? Oh, good.
Yeah. That's the description and the link to register to. So you start at 10 Pacific time, right?
Correct.
And
I got all the farming stuff I got to do first.
and we're gonna zoom in around 11.
I was gonna agree with Jen. You know, it was really nice to do this song ceremony. The very, you know, the basic one. I haven't done it in a while, and not that it's basic, but you know how the song ceremony over classes and time you build on it. You know, this is the just going back to the basics, the really beginning where the whole focus is your song and the signatures of your song. I haven't done that in a while. I'm so used to doing all the other components you add to it, which is fabulous. But it was interesting just going back to that, you know, who the hell am I? You know, period. It reminds me, you know, even after 4 years, I need to do that more often. So thank you. You know, it's funny because there's new nuances always, you know, that for a moment I'm like, is that really me? You know, after all these years, still wondering, you know, is that thread, that chord, that, you know, that sound, you know, is that me? When did that show up? So very nice. Thank you. And always wonderful doing them as a group. Always fun. Fantastic. So thank you.
You are most welcome. Thank you for the sharing.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to post the link again for the Call of Your Song class. If you want to join us, we're going to dive much, much deeper into all of this or through every session in that class. You can also, if you, I think there's a direct link that I created, which is called callofyoursong.com. So that gets you there too. And if there are no other questions, we're going to close out for the day. Are you raising your hand, Tanitza, or are you waving? Okay.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
No, I was just waving goodbye. So thank you again. Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you all for joining us live and for being part of this. Beautiful.
Thank you all.
We see you next time.
Thank you so much. It's always an honor, and I love all of you so very, very much.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.